Hi, everybody. This is Dave, Independent Outsider, and I'm hearing a lot about a possible strike this week from workers from a company called Instacart. And it's basically a shopping service where people go to the store, they may even be assigned to a store, and fulfill orders and go to people's houses. And this is but one of the companies involved in the gig economy where people are getting very little pay and very little benefits and all sorts of things. And there's a company or there's a group that has just filed for 5013C status. It's in 503C. It's pending 5013C status. It's called the Gig Workers Collective. Uh, it was started up by someone. Her name is Vanessa Bain. She's based out of California. She's actually an Instacart worker, and she, along with a few others, have created this small group of, they call it a board, and they are organizing a strike for Instacart workers. Now, currently, Instacart is employing about 200,000 workers. They claim they're going to try to hire 300,000 more, at least for the time being, because of the dramatic increase in need for their service. I believe they said they've already hired 50,000 more already, but part of it might be to replace the people that are going to start refusing orders. I don't know. Uh, so let's talk a little bit about the owner of Instacart, because I think you guys would be interested in this. So Apoorva Mehta had 12 failed startups before he was able to get Instacart off the ground. And I'm not going to read this entire story. This is a story from the Los Angeles Times. Back in, this is an old story, January 27th, 2017, by Tracy Lean. But it basically gives a rundown of what this guy is about. And he did manage certain portions of supply chain uh, for Amazon for a while. And then he he started 20 companies between leaving Amazon and founding Instacart. So uh, he just kept on and kept on and kept on, and then he found this particular business. And however, a lot of the issues that people bring up with Instacart, why they want to strike, are the same issues, very similar issues to why Amazon workers strike, and especially during a crisis like this with a potential super virus with the coronavirus 19 going around and not being provided equipment and not being provided sanitizer and all of that kind of thing, not provided hazard pay as well. They're asking for hazard pay. So here's a little bit that I found out about the Gig Workers Collective. Now, this was just started. Oop, apologies, I thought it was shared. Come here. So this is the Gig Workers Collective. So Vanessa Bain, she's basically the face of this group. She was also in a photo in the Washington Post, and she's kind of the person I would imagine as this goes along that will be the face and doing interviews and things of that nature. So Vanessa Bain, a well-known gig worker activist, has teamed up with fellow gig worker activist pseudonym, which doesn't instill, it doesn't instill confidence in me, but I can understand possibly why they would feel they would need a pseudonym. But you to form the Gig Workers Collective. Early days of the organization, which is pending 5013C. And basically, what they're saying, they're going to use any money raised for or for organizing strikes, uh, education campaigns, possibly uh, any any type of campaign that they would need, long-term campaign that they would need to have finances for. So one of the things, I mean, she actually brings it up. Um, they will be selective about who they take funding from to ensure those funders don't try to exert pressure. So basically, what this sounds like to me, it's kind of an advocacy group, but it's kind of a loose type of almost union organization, but not really, where they will help workers that don't have union representation. Um, I'll see. We'll see. Sounds like a good idea, maybe. Especially since when you have gig workers, you have very few benefits, very few people speaking for you. So we will see. I'm cautious because when you talk about not for profit, it's very possible that you know things can get bought pretty easy and things can get corrupted. So I wish them well with it, but we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. So just continue to monitor different things. Um, I am in solidarity with anyone, Uber, Lyft, anyone in the gig economy struggling. Uh, I'm with you. I haven't been in that situation in a very long time, but I did work in that in Chicago years and years ago. I do understand it. I do understand people who feel like they can't strike, but in the long run, if you have enough people that don't work for a company that is being abusive, and by the way, I'm not using, my wife uh, uses Instacart. During this, I suggest all of you don't use Instacart. So it takes it out of the equation. There are other places to use. There are other places to use. So there are local places. I'm looking myself. One of the ways that people can put pressure on you is when you there are fewer and fewer choices to pick from. Like there are fewer grocery stores that are open. There are fewer food sources that are open. There are fewer, even little restaurants that are open, if any. Um, 7-Elevens might start closing. So I do understand. I saw a number they raised like some crazy amount of money. I won't, but Apoorva Mehta is not, struggling. Let's just put it that way. And he has the resources to compensate his people. So I wish I wish everyone who's working with Instacart that has made the decision to not open their app up this week. I wish them nothing but the best. I hope they can find other sources of revenue for the time being. And I wish everybody well and hope everybody's doing well during this thing and staying healthy. So, but in the meantime, I will see you very, very soon. And thanks for listening. And as I said, anybody has any information or any contacts in regards to union issues or wants to contact me and say, hey, I work for this company, that company, let's talk. Uh, NDO at protonmail.com. Thanks so much, guys. I will see you very, very soon. Independent Outsider out.